Good evening from the geek section. Yo, it's your boy Centelio. I'm over here with the Black Lion himself. Yo, I'm getting right down to the nitty gritty because it's a pretty relatively big news day and I kind of want to get to it. Yo, Chuck, man, tell the people what's cracking.
Not much. I'm ready for this news. Let's go hard. There's a lot of news today. I
All right.
mean, man, there's no shortage. I think the
Yes.
funk put in all of it. I think he put in all of it.
He was in there cracking knuckles. But
cracking.
before we all the way start digging in like a groundhog, hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast. This is part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks that look like me, geeks that look like you, and geeks that look like all of our tribe, like my man over here, Chuck, who just recently introduced himself. Yo, if you are new to the show, we cover the geek news beat and we share our opinions with you. Now, this is coming from a person of color's point of view. So if you feel real sensitive, just stick around because we might change your minds about a couple of things. Like I said earlier, my name is Sintel, and we are about to get this bad boy.
We about to get it in. Let's go.
All right.
Let's get it.
Netflix. First up on deck is Netflix. Netflix always has something rolled up in their sleeve, ready to be debuted. And this time it is a live action BioShock movie. BioShock. So we're still in the gaming space. We've already had The Witcher kind of do very well, not kind of do very well, do extraordinarily well. And now we have BioShock, which gives a lot of room for a lot of creativity and in that creative space. It uses a lot of that, what's it called? Steampunk-ish kind of vibe. You got monsters, you got weird, creepy little girls. Yeah, I mean, is this right on brand for Netflix, always dropping bangers? Or is this maybe a bit of a miss?
I think this is a hit. I think this is a smart thing to do. The world of BioShock is a beautiful world. It's interesting. The first two games I enjoyed. The third game is different, somewhat different, but it's an enjoyable game. I am excited about this property. I'm not sure who it's made for. I think they're targeting towards the 30 somethings and up because we're the only ones that play that game. I can't think of people under 20, under 30 really, that played this game or know what this game really is. I mean, it's had a couple of revivals as a collection, but I have records. I have the original soundtrack on LP here. That came with the game. Yeah, limited edition box. I bought it. The characters are interesting. I find Netflix digging deeper into the video game library. I know it was a real big thing in anime. That was one of our missions, is to find video game properties to make anime and make it work. So I can imagine a live action adaptation of BioShock could be really, really cool. I mean, I don't know which game they're going to start it from, or if they're going to go before the games. I'm really curious. Or are they going to go before Rapture, or the Underground City Rapture? Or are they going to go right into Rapture? It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. I think this is going to rely heavily on how much Netflix is willing to spend, because the world is so robust. You can't really have a really good story unless you spend some bread. I can't really see that happening. And then, like you said, depending on the setting, because there's an entire game that's based underwater, and I'm sure that could play a part too. Even though the inside is like you're not really in the water, but it's
underwater.
Submerged. It's submerged.
That deco interior has me excited. Also, this property was attached to Universal before, right? So Universal had the director Gore Verbinski, the guy that did Pirates of the Caribbean attached to it.
Yo, and that's a dope ass idea. Score to go with it, man. Yeah.
Because he did a great job with the Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'm really curious of who they're going to have attached to it now. We don't know much about it, who they're going to attach to it. But I'm always going to say, I don't know. Who would you have do that? Like, I could see them saying, hey, let's go with Jordan Peele to do it. Make it a live action TV show. Let's go with Jordan Peele and see how creepy we can make it.
Well, what's the young lady? Yeah, what's the young lady's name? The black director that did
Misha Green.
Yes, her. Yes. Because she has a really good eye for creatures. She has a really good eye for suspense. She's not scared of big budgets. I think she could do. And then not only that, man, there's a really good story that goes on with the little girls and the big daddies. And you may want to have like a woman's perspective regarding that form of storytelling. And then, I'm also curious as to who our protagonist is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
A strong. I'm always going to vote for a strong woman of color because I just want to see more of that. I wouldn't mind seeing a woman as our protagonist in this as well, and then have her, make sure that is massaged quite well into the storyline and into the script.
You know what I'd rather see? This to
What's
be
up?
a TV show. Like I'd rather
That's it.
see them
Yeah.
take Rapture, be like the creation of Rapture, have that as the first season, and second season of Rapture, and then we get out of Rapture, and the third or fourth or fifth season they had like something like the Sky City of Columbia, because you got three different worlds, you got two different worlds here, or three different worlds, because there was a world before Rapture. So I really love to see all that.
You know what? And to kind of piggyback off of that, I'm not mad at the movie if they use the movie to set the stage. Set the movie, set the characters, set the ambiance, have a quick little side story to kind of set it up, and then have them do a series on top of it. I know that's not going to happen, but if we're over here sitting there, looking at pretty clouds in the sky, guessing characters, that's what I would guess that I would want to make me happy. Flesh all these stories out.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I gotta talking to the producer in the sky. I got a little bit of feedback on me. Good.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay, we're good. Sorry,
I clicked in on the next article, the next story, which has me excited. Has me super excited.
So sorry about that. I just mildly distracted. But this is not nearly in my ear as distracting as the announcement that Paramount had been dropping, and one of the big ones. Oh, excuse me, this isn't a Paramount story. I'm sorry, this is a Disney story. This is a really big one, man, and it was distracting as well how they did it. I'm gonna go into the details of that a little bit later, but there was a little ditty. It kind of went like, what is it? Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but y'all know that? Chippendale, what?
Boy, I know that.
Chippendale has a movie coming out, man. Chippendale Rescue Rangers, to be more specific. Chippendale. Yo, that theme song, the only thing that rivaled the Chippendale theme song was the DuckTales song. That was the only thing.
Yeah, those were the best two theme songs of all time. I couldn't wait to see both of those shows back to back. And I'm bugging out right now.
You should.
I'm looking at the trailer. I just started. I have it muted. And I'm like, hold on. Did they just do this?
Wait. Yeah. So listen, Andy Samberg is going to be one of the people that's in charge of this. And the Lonely Island crew. So that should give you a pretty good idea of the comedy that you're going to see. And they're going to really change it up in a way so that you're going to get three different media forms when you're watching this movie. You're getting two different animation styles and it's live action at the same time. I think the last time I saw this type of collaboration with that many different forms of media and this many different type of characters was Roger Rabbit, who also happens to be in this film as well. Like, it's all kinds of people that's in it. If you have not checked out the trailer for the Chippendale movie, you're doing yourself a disservice. I know Chuck is over here watching it right now, probably cracking up.
Man, let me tell you something. This kind of reminds me of the Amazing Adventures of Gumball with the art styles.
Yes.
Here, did you have Chip, who was 2D flat cartoon.
Rob, you beat me to it.
And you have Dale, who's a 3D character, because he's in the future version. I just gotta know where all this movie's going. John Malinou, Andy Samberg, Will Arnett, Eric Banner, Keegan Michael Key, Seth Rogen, J.K. Simmons.
Man.
I got Jack for this role too. I'm in. Chip and Jet. People don't understand. These kids don't know. They didn't have it good growing up. These kids don't have it good growing up.
Yo, man, you know what? Why I'm happy about this, and it's because of that factor that they're able to absolutely jump the shark regarding like the style, and really play with it. Because you're not really going to be damaging any of the new people that never or people that are completely clueless to Chippendale's Rescue Rangers are, and it's a great kind of like nostalgic hat tip to the old heads like us. But man, you hit the nail right on the head when you said Gumball. Gumball is probably one of the greatest. Me and Chuck go on and on about how great Gumball is. It's a legendary cartoon, and it's really an adult cartoon that masks itself as a children's cartoon. And this seems like it has that same kind of feel. You're going to see a lot of children's characters and cartoons, and it's a Disney property. But we're talking about the Lonely Island crew, so it's going to have a lot of innuendo. a lot of hidden grown people jokes to go along with it. Like one of the bits, and this isn't spoiling it. One of the bits is that Chip and Dale, the two chipmunks, split after their run on on the show went away.
That's
they kind of
what
like
people
separated
do.
their thing.
The group broke
right,
up.
and that's what people happened. The group broke up, and one of them, I forget which one it is. I think it's Dale. I think it's Dale undergoes CGI surgery so that he got tired of looking like a 2D character. So he had a procedure done to make him look more realistic. I mean, that's absolutely priceless. I love that. It's just, yeah. Yo, huge shout out to the chat as well. Yo, if you are watching this on restream, the best way to watch this is live because you can sit here and comment and we will respond to you live, just like we're doing right now to the Funk. Yo, what's going on, the Funk? Thank you for hanging out, man. It's always a slice, man. He said, I really want to know what they're going to be saying about this crazy meta commentary on CG animation. And then he said, a huge shout out to the 10th anniversary of the PS Vita. Wow.
Yes.
Didn't realize it was that old.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need to get my hands on a Vita so I can mod it. Apparently, I heard that's a new mod device. Even though I got a Steam machine coming, I should mod a PS Vita too.
Hey man, 10 years old, you better grab them quick because that stuff is
gonna be expensive.
Fast. Yeah. To go back to Chip and Dale again, the movie Rescue Rangers is going to premiere on Disney Plus on May 20th. So do yourself a favor, check it out.
Yeah.
All right, now back to what I was saying earlier regarding Paramount, which is dropping all kinds of bangers today. I don't know what's going on. You would have thought it was like Comic-Con and we was in Hall H or something, man. So Sonic the Hedgehog, their universe is expanding a second. Paramount sign off on a third film, and Knuckles, a Knuckles spinoff series, is also going to be coming to Paramount Plus with Idris Elba reprising the role. The second Sonic hasn't even come out yet, and they're already got the third and the spinoff.
We got to throw one in the bag. People going bananas over classic Robotnik. They're really excited about it.
Yeah, and the first one was a surprise hit. A lot of people thought it was going to be a miss. And I think people went in there for the lulls and then came out pleasantly surprised and entertained. So they're going to go. I mean, they're going to keep it rolling. And Paramount, I'm not mad at them, man, because they have been like low key. They've been dropping some bangers under the radar. Perfect example is Fresh Prince, which is if you're not watching Fresh Prince, what you doing? So they're definitely setting their lineup up to be a contender. Did you see the first Sonic film?
I did. I actually didn't get to see it in theaters. I saw it at home. I actually watched it on the plane on my iPad and was pleasantly surprised. Like, oh, this was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I liked glad the fact they redid Sonic the Hedgehog appropriately. Because if it was creepy Sonic the Hedgehog, that film would not have worked. It would have failed. It would have failed.
But that's why I think people went. People went to see the Titanic sink, and ended up being good. If you're doubting Sonic's gangster, Sonic the Hedgehog broke multiple box office records, including becoming the domestic top grossing video game adaptation of all time. It earned almost.
I can see that.
It earned almost $320 million in worldwide box office. I mean.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it put butts in the seats, man. So, how do you?
Who else gonna put butts in the seats? Idris Elba. Elba. He's gonna a series spinoff. So we know that Knuckles doesn't die in the second movie. And, and that Paramount Plus they created the Sonic universe. I think everybody's creating a universe. They're like, hey, let's don't do one-off films anymore. Let's do it all. I'm surprised we don't have a Silent Hill universe or a Resident Evil universe.
Wait for it.
Hasn't started yet.
Yo, just wait about a couple of months. They'll bring it back.
They didn't go to the what's the American Horror Story group? AHS crew and say, hey, we're gonna give y'all Resident Evil and give y'all about $500 million. Go
ham.
Go, just go.
Yeah, I mean, those inner universes print money. The two things that you need in order to print money, you need a universe that you can play with, and then you need to find a full-blown bad guy and then turn them into an anti-hero so they can be beloved low-key.
Kind of like Peacemaker.
Yeah, like Peacemaker, exactly. Like Knuckles, exactly.
Like Knuckles,
So,
yeah.
So they're right there with the formula. I'm just waiting for Halo.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of CGI news today.
Yeah.
Next up is another one.
Next up,
it's like Comic-Con.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what are we in Hall H? Like, I feel like Paramount just went out and rented out Twitter for the Geek Space today. It just started dropping heat. So Seth Rogen's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe will include new movies focused on, of course, villains. Golly, I'm so tired of making villains good. I'm so tired. Well, the upcoming Rogen-produced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies coming in 2023 will be used to launch a new series of films focusing on villains, and these movies will premiere exclusively on Paramount+. So Rogen says he intends to focus on the teenage aspect of the characters. The film will be directed by animation veteran Jeff Rowe from Gravity Falls and Disenchantment. That's a very good thing because Gravity Falls is amazing. And Brendan O'Brien, Neighbors from Neighbors. The animated universe isn't the only Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles projects in the works. Saturday Night Live writer Colin Jost will pin a new live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie as well. We got tons of anti-villains yet again. But we do have a veteran animator in Gravity Falls.
Hold on. What if it's not anti-villains? What if the Turtles are just a bunch of teenage assholes and these people are just trying to live and they just beat them up because they feel like it?
Well, I mean,
They Batman it.
He said that they're going to make them real teenagers, and teenagers are assholes. So
yes, they are. So
don't be surprised.
They Batman all over it. And they're turtles. So it's somebody that's like, who stole a pack of cigarettes and he gets choked out by not the police, but turtles this time and died.
I'm kind of welcoming that. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because we need a little bit more lighthearted turtles, because the last big turtle project was Michelangelo avenging his dead brothers. That's kind of dark, and nobody
was that what was that on?
I remember that. Yeah, it's a comic that came out.
That sounds depressing.
Yeah, all 3 of the 4 turtles have been slaughtered, and Michelangelo is out to get vengeance, and he's wearing his
that sounds horrible.
Headbands on his arms. Yeah, it's really dark. I don't know. I don't know anybody that's read it, but it's out there. So it's good to get back to remember the roots of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was to sell children's toys. So it would be kind of fun to get back to like a little bit more.
Was it? I think it was a comic book before they made it a toy store. I can't recall. But the guys that created Turtles, they have one of those shows. Whose TV show is it anyway? The TV shows that made us. Netflix did a TV show on them.
Right. Yeah. I think I thought the toys inspired the comic. That's what I thought.
I think that was just Transformers. I think they actually made the comic first. Okay. And then they fell out over the toys, the toy rights.
Okay.
The creators. Because the 2 creators, I don't think they talk anymore.
I do remember hearing about that. There was a fallout on that. Big shout out to the chat. The Funky said that series is called Last Ronin.
Oh, that sounds depressing.
I don't know if anybody's read it. Like I said, I don't know anybody that's read it yet, but I know it's out there. I know the artwork, it looks pretty dope. Like there's a few shots of Michelangelo with his back turned, and you see all the headbands and bandanas and stuff on him. But it
would be really cool. You have Shredder, like the creation of Shredder, like how did Shredder become Shredder? We already know how Bebop from Rocksteady became Krang, who he was before he was Krang, and Rat King and Hun. Like who are these people before they were, and they became these bad villains, kind of like Gotham.
That could be interesting.
You see,
that could be interesting. I can also see Seth Rogen playing either Bebop and or Rocksteady, because that just seems to fit.
I can see him playing Krang too.
Yeah, I can see that too. I can see that. Sure, why not? I mean, I feel like every 10, 15 years, there needs to be a bloodletting of turtle products that needs to come out. The turtles are like 30 years old, right? At least. It came out in like 91, 92, somewhere around in there.
Easily.
So yeah, it's about time for that to come back around. Speaking of things coming back around very, very quickly, I mean, we all were excited about seeing relatively small Master Chief and the Warthog in live action, because Paramount, once again, more Paramount news, had unveiled an amazing trailer for the Halo series that's going to be coming out in like another couple of months, like in March, if I remember right. Well, it's already been renewed for season 2, everybody. So for those of you that may be reeling regarding falling in love with a project only to see it get snatched from you without it like fully fleshing out, you don't have to worry about that. They're going to have 2 seasons to kind of get it right, a la Cowboy Bebop. I don't even know if a second season would have saved that show, but but you don't have to worry about it. That's good, man. I like that. I hope it allows the creators to really kind of like relax, and you can make more beautiful art, from a space of peace.
I love that trailer. When they showed me that trailer, I was all in.
Yeah, it did look good. It did. Yeah. It looked really good, except for
apparently
size.
apparently people were mad at Cortana.
Yeah, because she's fleshy.
She's not blue. She's not blue.
I didn't hate it.
And she don't like a post-pubescent Cortana. She's like an actual woman that can actually help you.
I mean,
fanboys are weird.
Yeah,
bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It's kind of like the same issue with Cowboy Bebop. I forgot the what's her name's Spike and what's her name's character?
Faye.
Oh God, I can't think of her name. Faye. With Faye's character in the animes is very revealing in her clothing, but that clothing isn't functional in reality, and people felt mad because they wanted to see that version of Faye in reality, and clothes just don't work like that.
They don't work like that.
So people were like really upset, and even if they did work like that, I mean, we've progressed some. So
we've made some progression, people. We made some progression.
You'll be all right.
You'll be just fine.
I cared more about the voice of Cortana than how she looked more so than anything else. So
I think that's the most important thing to care about.
That's how it was to me. I mean, because it's not like you're sitting there eye-ogling Cortana the entire time you're playing.
And if you were
Halo,
Cortana,
you're hearing her voice.
If you were Googling Cortana while you're playing Halo, maybe you should go talk to somebody. I'm just saying. I'm not saying much, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, we still got some bank. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Go seek help. You might need
because that's what you shouldn't be doing. But anyway, we're off topic a little bit.
No, you're right. I mean, every now and then you do need to peel yourself from a screen and look at things that don't have a frame rate.
Yeah.
Hear things that don't have Dolby behind it. Just go out and enjoy life and soak it.
Go look at some real people.
All right, so listen, we're gonna kind of like wade out of the woods of Paramount dropping bombs. There was one more banger that was dropped, and it was not dropped by Paramount, but it was done by an old title that's getting fresh breath breathed in its lungs, and that is Star Wars: The Old Republic. They dropped a cinematic trailer that's good enough to maybe be considered for like a full-blown,
oh man.
Seen that?
Man, I saw the short one that was posted. I haven't seen the full version of it, which I heard is like 20 minutes. So I'm
I didn't see the full one. The one I saw,
20-minute version of it. So
that makes me even more excited. That makes me a lot more excited.
Man, it's so good. I'm so excited about it.
They talk about something. This isn't a spoiler per se, because this is just a trailer. It's not going to spoil the game, but they talk about something that me and Chuck have talked about a lot of times, and some of our other co-hosts on Bingeworthy, and that is that the Jedi can be some assholes.
They are,
and this, even though the Sith are bad, the Jedis are assholes. I don't know if I necessarily want to rock with either. And with that being said, I'd be a gray Jedi, somewhere in the middle where I could kind of like do my own thing. And that trailer that you should watch kind of talks about that. It's kind of like been a pretty hot topic too. In the geek Twitter space as well regarding the Boba Fett series, because Luke shows up and makes some decisions that kind of like put that Jedis are kind of like some assholes back in the spotlight again. Do you think that this is kind of like done on purpose by the creators of the Star Wars franchise by Disney to
Yeah,
kind of add a little bit more levity to the light and dark, or you think they're just kind of like stumbling over themselves in the writing, and this is just what's happening?
I think they're doing it right. I think they're going deeper into. They're probably going to reach back in what's considered legends and pull some
Hmm.
of that stuff back in the canon. Because J.J. Abrams was the one who threw it all into legends, right? It was Abrams that threw it all in legends. So I think they realized there's a lot of good material here. We need to bring it forward.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I forgot her name. I just forgot their name, but she has like a purple lightsaber.
Hmm.
And they like to say there's no true reason why there's colors to the lightsabers,
Hmm.
but Wikipedia and there's a lot of lore, a lot of videos that discuss the colors of lightsabers and why Jedi are blue and green, why
Hmm.
Mace was purple, why the Kyber crystals turn red for Sith lords,
Okay.
and why Sith lords don't respect purple, but they can use purple, you know.
Okay.
So it's really interesting to see them pulling stuff forward and going back to these old video game franchises and making it part of the canon again.
Okay.
Because JJ threw all that stuff in Legends, like none of that counts anymore. Because he couldn't write himself out of that hole because he wanted to remake the original 3 movies like they didn't exist, with some different characters, and
Yeah,
make a
it's like,
janitor force sensitive but not have the force, which is I don't understand what that means anyway.
yeah, yeah. It's we're not even going to get into that. But if you are a fan of the Star Wars universe, do
Hmm.
check out the trailer. It's worth it. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth it. And the Old Republic is a time period that I'm more excited about than modern Star Wars history, I guess you could say. It just
Yep.
seems like it seems like you just do a lot more with that property. Hey, so we wouldn't be fully geeking out if we didn't, trick out some of our hardware from time to time. And one of those things that you can trick out is your PC case. Now, me and Chuck are a bit of sneakerheads. Chuck's a little bit more of a sneakerhead than I am, but I'm certainly of the culture as well. Cooler Masters has released a Sneaker X PC case. It looks dope, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't know if you've seen the picture of it or not.
I see it.
Um,
I'm looking at it.
so it's literally a sneaker shaped PC case, and it's built off of the works from modder JMDF, who originally submitted the design at the brand's Case Mod World Series in 2020. So the price for the Sneaker X case hasn't been shared, but hopefully it's a little less than the $4,000 cost for JMDF's handmade mod that he featured earlier. It's a little bit tough to kind of get an idea of how big it is, but in a world now where PC gaming is really shining, it's a good flex, man. If you want to make a piece of artwork out of the thing that houses, your escape, your video game escape, this is a good place to look.
Let me
Um,
tell you something. I am a sneakerhead, a
mhm.
diehard sneakerhead. I do not want this case. This does nothing for me. I do not want this
Well,
case.
it's are you a form or function type of person? Because I do have some issues with it.
I
I think
mean, no, I think I'm a foreign person because at
okay.
E3 every year they have
Hmm.
there's a case competition there and a bunch of cases are there. Usually Microsoft brings them in, and man,
Hmm.
I've seen some amazing cases, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of want that. I will
Yeah.
pay $4 grand for that. I will pay. I would spend the cost of a cheap car for that right now. I would do that. But for a sneaker shaped case, it doesn't
I
do
think it
anything for
looks
me.
cool. I think it
It's a
looks
cool
cool.
idea. It's a
I
cool
just
idea. Yeah.
I worry about when it comes to like those kind of cases. There's some really important things that you have to consider when you're building a PC, and function is a really big part of it. Big
Hmm.
part of it. Like it can look cool, but you have to worry about things like thermals. You have to worry about things about how easy it is to access and switch out some of the parts that you have, because you don't want your CPU overheating. It's in this area. It doesn't look like it's suitable for that.
I
Like if you're
mean,
going to spend around 4 stacks for a case, you're probably going to put the hottest and the dopest graphics card in it as well, and that's going to come with some heat demands, and that just doesn't look like it's going to cater to
yeah, like JMDF has done some crazy cases, right? They had
that.
like the little French bulldog case they
Hmm. Hmm.
made, Looks like a French bulldog. They have the car engine case. They got the the Porsche case. Like
Right.
they Lamborghini. It's a Lamborghini case. My fault. McLaren
Mm-hmm.
case. They have a bunch of
Ah,
interesting looking cases. So the French bulldog one, I think is like, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably get a French bulldog case, and you can put your case up on your desk, and it's like a little French bulldog or a car
see, and
engine. That's cool. But
it is cool.
I'm like, it's cool, but I don't want that. They even have an Assassin's Creed case. I mean, I guess for
It's a
sneakerheads, they'll buy
flex.
it.
Yeah, it's a fun flex. It's a fun flex.
Yeah, I
I just
guess.
wouldn't put anything high end in it. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I
You
mean,
know,
their cases are usually aired out. They usually have them separated. It's not really enclosed on your computer on all the parts. But does it fan out properly? Who knows?
that's what I'm
Who
saying, man.
knows?
When you dealing with high end,
Mm-hmm.
that thing gotta breathe, man. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just looking for an excuse to not get one because I don't
I
want to pay
agree.
$4,000 for one.
You
But
gonna get you that case. We're gonna see it in the back there on your desk, the computer case.
all right, yo, I got one more, and I know we're running really, really
We got a Black
close on
History.
time.
We got a Black History Month moment too.
Oh well, you know what? Then I'll tap out and we'll go to that so that
Okay.
I won't burn out too much more
Since we're in
time.
the middle of Black History Month, we want to celebrate some people, the nerds and geeks of Black history that you all probably have not heard about. The person we're going to celebrate today is Dr. Mark Dean.
Mm.
Dr. Mark Dean holds 3 of the 9 patents that led to the gigabyte computer produced by IBM. He's been making computers all his life. He went to University of Tennessee, got his master's degree in electrical engineering, went to Florida Atlantic University, get his PhD in electrical engineering. Dr. Mark Dean started working with IBM in 1980 and was instrumental in the invention of the personal computer. Holds 3 of the IBM's original 9 PC patents and
Mm.
currently holds more than 20 total patents. For
Wow.
the famous African American inventor, never thought the work he was doing would end up being so useful to the world, but he has helped IBM make instrumental changes in areas ranging from the research and application of system technology circuits to
Mm-hmm.
operating environments. One of his most famous computing inventions occurred while leading the team that produced the 1 gigahertz chip, which contains 1 million transistors and has nearly limitless potential.
Wow.
So he's in the Inventors Hall of Fame for that. And I think people need to support Mark Dean. He's a computer scientist of the African diaspora.
All right. Well, go ahead, Mark Dean, with your ass up. I learned
Yes.
something new. I didn't even know about
Yes.
all that. Man, I remember we are old enough to remember how important IBM was
Mm-hmm.
to kickstarting the PC revolution. Um, so